Hi everyone, it's Dr. Pessington here, and today I'll be taking a look at the Titanfall release, the good, the bad, how much fun it is, and whether or not it's worth the price. Now, the first thing I'm going to take a look at is the multiplayer campaign. Respawn decided to go a slightly different route by doing away with the traditional, obligatory single-player campaign, instead choosing to integrate the campaign into the multiplayer experience. The only question is, does it work? Well, the answer to that is, it sort of works. The campaign consists of 9 missions that play out on a fixed set of maps and modes, with 5 attrition and 4 hardpoint matches being played out. Rather than cutscenes, there is a voiceover dialogue that runs in between and during each match, which can be difficult to follow sometimes, especially if you're in the middle of battle, concentrating on the many titans trying to kill you. Whilst it does introduce you to some of the maps and modes of the game, I found that after I had played it, I had little lasting memory of the storyline, and if I didn't have to play the campaign to unlock the Strider and Ogre Titan chassis, then I probably wouldn't have bothered playing it. I think this is a real shame, as Titanfall seems to have a rich backstory and is set in an interesting world, one which I would have liked to certainly explore a lot more. Now let's take a look at the gameplay. Titanfall looks and feels very smooth. It's a very fast-paced game, and any problems such as lag or hit registration would quickly make this game unplayable. Thankfully, Titanfall doesn't seem to have many of these problems, and the feel to the gameplay is really nice. The screen was a bit jumpy for me in the beginning, but once I turned VSync off, it ran perfectly smoothly. The movements of your pilot are very fluid and responsive, and the use of wall running and jetpacks create an extra dimension to the gameplay which is very refreshing. Constantly having to be aware of what's above you as well adds an extra challenge to the game, and playing Titanfall will certainly improve your twitch aiming abilities. The feel to the game, certainly as a pilot, reminds me of COD Modern Warfare 3, and as the aiming is pretty straightforward and you don't have to worry about bullet drop or leading your targets too much, your use of movement around the map is going to be the deciding factor in determining the better players. One criticism of the pilot gameplay is that there is a real lack of customization in the game. If you look at other AAA FPS titles such as COD or Battlefield, there are plenty of weapons and various loadouts to choose from, whilst in Titanfall there are only something like 10 primary, 3 secondary and 5 anti-Titan weapons. Now, the weapons that you do have the options to equip silencers, extended mags, alternate sights and the like, but these are very basic. And don't get me started on the smart pistol, especially the amp version you get through the burn cards, as I hate that with a passion. Now, the burn cards are a single use item which boosts your pilot or titan in some way for the length of a single life. You can carry a maximum of 26 cards in your deck and select 3 for use in each match, and these are earned through completing challenges and levelling up, and at certain levels you're given rare burn cards. Now, burn cards can vary between enhanced or amped weapons, to enhanced special abilities or minimap settings, to ready to deploy titans. Just remember to use or discard the burn cards often, or you'll soon run out of space in your deck. Now I'd like to move on to the Titan gameplay. There are 3 types of Titan, the Atlas, Ogre and Strider, and the latter 2 are unlocked by completing the multiplayer challenge. The Strider is a fast, agile mech, whilst the Ogre is your tank style mech, with the Atlas balancing in between the 2. The Titans are a great addition and are really what make the game different. With all the AI and other pilots running around on the map as well, you really get a sense of scale and appreciate the epicness of these mechs. The limited number of weapons and customization, which is a negative aspect to the pilot, work well with the Titans, and I always see a number of different loadouts and chassis type when I'm playing. One question though is it too easy to get Titans? Sometimes you can get at least 4 Titans each in a match of attrition, more if you use burn cards, which is a lot in a 10-minute game. It doesn't seem like a reward for good play when they're throwing them at you every couple of minutes. Perhaps they could have made it so you had a maximum number per round, which would make you take more care calling them in. It would also force people to play a bit more tactically with their Titans, rather than it ending up in the slogfest it sometimes does. Also, it can feel a little congested on the smaller maps, or those with narrow streets, especially on Last Titan Standing. There are plenty of larger maps that suit Titans better, but seeing as you have no way of selecting which map to play, expect to be bumping into your teammates' Titans on a regular basis. There also seems to be very little in the way of matchmaking in this game. There are no private lobbies, which means that although you can team up with up to 6 players on the same side, you can't play arranged matches with another group of 6 players, which prevents a bunch of friends or rivals playing against each other. The team balance also seems to be very random. There were many occasions when I'd end up with an entire team who had prestiged against a team of level 2s or 3s. In my opinion, there really needs to be a more skill-based matchmaking system implemented. All in all, I found Titanfall to be a breath of fresh air in a genre which has mainly done the same thing for the last 4 or 5 years. Its fast-paced, frenetic gameplay makes it extremely exciting to play, and with 15 maps it should have something for everyone. However, I would like to see a lot more in terms of game modes with the DLCs, as, although it is a lot of fun, I'm not entirely sure of its longevity. With the price of the game being what it is, I'd recommend getting it through a third party. I got it through g2a.com for €30 rather than the £45 sterling price tag it has on Origin. Anyway, that's all from me for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you the next time.